Let's see, the 24th of May, 5/24, Saturday. It was supposed to clear out today reasonably early from what I understood, but we've had some showers on and off all day. Been trying to get some stuff done around the house in prep for bee work and that sort of thing. I picked up a new carburetor I'm going to stick on the Ford for now. See if that solves some of the issues we've been having with that. And yeah, here comes the rain again. But the honeybees are rocking in and out, and that's good to see traffic. They're collecting resources regardless. It's warmed up a little bit. I think it's like 60 out now, so that's good. And I'm gonna do this carburetor change, I guess, in the sprinkling on and off, or maybe pouring rain. So did a full carb rebuild, but that rebuild kit didn't seem quite right for the carb, and I made it work, but I'm not sure there's not some weird underlying issue. Also, that kit did not have a new float, and I feel like the float might be sticking a little bit as well. On and off starving for fuel at odd times, and then it'll come up and run full power, and then it gets weird again. And I don't think it's timing related. I think it's fuel related. I did bring another set of spark plugs in case those are just getting fouled from burning oil. And I got a brand new carburetor on Amazon for 35 bucks. It's not an authentic official, but it's a remake, and it seems like a decent remake. So I'm going to try switching that in and see if that changes. Here's the new carburetor. Actually, pretty decent replica by the look of it, at least. Seems to have all the right parts intact at a glance. Even came with a spare elbow, extra gaskets, bolts, etc. And bickety bam, there we go. Old one out. Right here. And the new one going in. Provided it fits. I gotta stick that elbow on. And I guess that's basically it. Well, I am very happy to say that with the new carburetor on here, this thing is running like a champ. Running that heavy disc in second gear, even climbing some pretty steep slopes up there, and sticking right in there, no problem. So that's awesome. I'm gonna get some coffee, and I was gonna do bees, switch out bees today, but I think I'll do that tomorrow. It's just so wet and muddy. Some serious disking up around the beehives. Didn't really get any video of that yet, but I will tomorrow through the clouds and lighten up part of it. The Hudson Valley is a beautiful place. Sunday, May 25th. Happy Memorial Day weekend. So I figured in better daylight I could give you a better shot of this. Also, this dried out a good bit overnight already. This is basically pure mud yesterday, but really wanted to get this basic grading going, and I did. It's smoothing out pretty nice. Got most of the dips and bumps out of this section where the road's going to go. Right where that pink flag is in the ground, by that green grass patch there, is about where our fence corner is going to go for the 150 by 90 fence that's going in. The other flag right there is the other corner, roughly. Not the final staked yet, but roughly. And I disked off all of this in here to get rid of all those dips and bumps and curves and chunks that were left from taking out tree stumps and trees with the Massey. I'm going to disc this a little bit more today and get it smoothed out a little bit better. And then sometime in the next couple of weeks here, we're going to get some cover crops and some wildflower crops and stuff like that in here, so that in a month or 2 or 3, this will be flourishing with nectar and pollen sources for the honey. Disking, and I'm off for a coffee break now. But I've been watching hive activity here, and they going to open them up a little more toward evening so I don't disrupt their whole day by smoking and rearranging things and disturbing the hive. Then they kind of recover overnight and be back at her tomorrow. So, been disking along. Trying to burn that pile some more. We'll see how we make out. It's been stubborn at best. But you can see the green patch there with the flag. There's a stone there on the right hand side. Right there, actually. That's about our fence post corner point. The other green spot with the green flag on the other end is another fence post corner point. Fence post corner point. And then the tracks that I made here with the newly disked soil will be the approximate roadway along the edge of the fence. I'm going to come back over here in a little bit and work this grade back smooth between fence posts. So we got a nice even grade shift between everything. It's coming. It's a process. Now that's a nice, low, steady idle. She's running solid now. I don't see any leaks on the head. Maybe a little seepage there. Maybe we'll give those a retorque. But yeah, running solid. Been yoking that disc to some real heavy, wet soil. Making some good progress, breaking stuff up. But got quite a bit of this cleared and reasonably well graded. A little bit more grading to do to get that as smooth as I want it. And then we'll probably plant that into some cover crops of some sort, or something that the deer won't bother outside the fence. I don't know. Good luck with that. So, coming along well. I guess I should show you the north edge of the fence line. Will be about in here, from that flag to that one, and then back down the other way. And I'll give you a shot. Shot of the hill from here and around through the beehives. And there's our corner for the fence. And on down to our other corner. And while I got a little bit of light left, I want to do some more disking here, so I'm gonna get busy. So May 27th, I think it is, Tuesday. So given the disc's state of disrepair and ever accelerating disrepair, and the fact that those parts are expensive, hard to find, etc. For now, I put the row cutter on, and I'm using that to do the cutting for now. And I will say that these discs really do chew nice, and you just kind of have to run offset to catch everything you want to catch. But it works, and it'll get me by for now. I'm either gonna rebuild this disc or buy a new one when time and money allow. Until then, we got a season rolling on fast, and we got to play keep up. Ford's running good, pulling that cutter real nice, and we'll take a shot out front where I was cutting with it. So with the disc down and good primary disking in, I'm considering staking, planting, and running the row cutter as first pass of cultivation in a week or so. I don't know what we're going to make out in sod over here, but we can give it a try. And I'm going to look into disc replacement stuff tonight, but I don't think that's going to happen fast enough for planting. So I went through with the disc first, and it was really struggling to do much at all, really. So then I went back through with the row cutter. And I'll just show you here on this fresh sod how well it ripped this stuff up in just a few passes. And yeah, there's some row stuff still to cut, but we'll let that dry a little bit, let the grass and sod die back a bit, and then we'll give it another rip. And that's the plan for all of this for now, to knock back the quack grass and the sod and give our crops an advantage over them. And then we'll get busy planting. I have calcium sulfate ordered on the way. That should be here next Tuesday, so in a week. And then we can get on with some planting, and that's going to feel great. Always reap what you sow. Yeah, I'd say that's breaking up pretty nice. Need another week or two and a few more turns to kill back the sod, but coming along good. I'm really glad I bought that hill former, because that disc didn't hold up, but that hill former, that thing's a champ, even just for disking. If it's a, emergency when you don't have a disc that works. And now we have some pretty nice soil here. You can see there's a good bit of moisture in there. With some nice dark soil. The sod is breaking up pretty well. We're cutting up whatever the smaller root structure and other organic material that was in here. And this will form out and grow nice crops this year as well. It's going to take a little refining to get it down to really nice, but that row cutter does a fantastic job. And I just thought, as a way to finish this video for now, that this would be a good way to go back and have a look at the actual soil aspect of it, because that really is what we're aiming at here. Just a quick check-in on the honeybees. Friday, May 29th, I think it is. Tons of traffic. Beautiful, sunny, lower 80 degree day. Clouding up a little now. We got thunderstorms coming, but man, look at that traffic. They're rocking. And I see I gotta tighten that down, but we'll deal with that later. It's cooler. Magic 17. And 32 there, or 33. I'm gonna shoot for that 60-foot width. Crush the top. There we go. 13.6 kilovolts snapping. And who's hanging out inside the electric fence? Munching on the grass. Honeybees flying in and out. See that? See how easy he went underneath an electric fence and didn't get shocked? That is exactly why we're putting up vinyl coated chicken wire fencing. Because what's the point in building a fence if you can't keep the critters out? This fence is primarily targeted at protecting against bears. See, it does not stop rabbits. Also doesn't stop woodchucks. And I see that with the caveat that if you pull your fences real tight and you snap posts to each terrain change and you set your height exactly perfect, you can. But that's tricky to do, and it's a lot of maintenance because you have to go around and weed eat the grass or mow the grass away from it so it doesn't depreciate the charge of the fence on you. But that's why we're using vinyl coated chicken wire fencing, and that's why we're going subgrade so that rabbits and woodchucks can't dig under it easily. Same for coyotes and fox if we have fowl inside the fence, which we probably will at some point. So yeah. Regarding honeybees, we got fantastic returning forager activity here in the evening. And everything looks happy and healthy, lots of pollen coming in, and all is well. And I got some serious soil turning done out front. Yeah. I gotta go home and get some coffee, I think. Well, there's the rain. Saturday, May 31st, just checking back here on the farm. Actually just getting back from Advanced Auto. Was just gonna go home, but I thought, it's raining and we'll check in on things and see how they're looking. Here we are in the back 40, so to speak. We'll just have a peek at the hives. It's been raining pretty good for the last hour or so, and it's let up a little bit now. But these guys have not stopped running traffic even in the rain. So they're hot for the season and running, and that's fantastic. Just give you a shot, a close up here. You can see all those quackgrass roots mixed in with that. I'm trying to knock those back good before we plant. All right, fresh oil change, fresh oil filter. You see that old stuff is pretty dark and dirty. All brand new, clean oil in. Looking good. It's the first I've tried the plow, and that works like a charm. That cuts nice and deep. I don't necessarily like the flipping the soil over. I don't really like disturbing the soil profile. But that is a great way to break up that sod real deep. And then I'll probably run a bunch more passes with that. And I'll come back with a row cutter once we get the sod beat up and the grass killed back, and form it back up into beds, and we should be good to go. I'm hoping this week's supposed to be hot and dry up to Friday, so I'm going to try and take advantage of that and get those weeds knocked out in the process. All right, you know how it is. You always where you put your soap. Okay, so Monday, June 2nd, just back here, and things are draining and drying, starting to dry out. Still got a lot of good soil moisture here, but I do see that a lot of this quack grass that's on top is starting to die back. I see a lot of dead bits and pieces here, and I see some still trying to come back through again here. So as it's draining and drying here, I'm going to run back through with the plow again and just break this up a few more times, and just try and really knock the weeds out, because I want to be trying to be planting by end of this week, by this weekend. Just went back through with the plow, re-ripped everything real deep, cut up the side good. Still very wet underneath, as you would expect in clay soils 48 hours after rain ends, or probably more like 40 hours. But it's not totally clumping up on me, so that's good. So I'm able to rip through and break up the sod, and we'll come back and hit this again probably tomorrow evening, after it's had a day in the actual sun to kind of cook and dry out a bit. Maybe the next day, we'll see. Rain again forecasted for Friday, so we're definitely going to try and get another flip or 2 or 3 in between then and now. And I think we could beat most of the grass back by then, and then maybe by the end of the weekend we can be planting.